down here this morning.
He's there.
How you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm doing well. We don't need to ask each other, though.
There we go. There we go. Hit go live.
Hit go live. Make that big. Yay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Dee Dee thinks I'm talking to her. She's wagging her tail.
Good morning, Mama. How you doing?
I guess that's how I talk to her. Okay, so it is March the 23rd on a Saturday morning at, well, it's 8:11 now, so 8:11 a.m. Central Time. Hope everybody's doing well. It's going to be a good one.
You know what yesterday was, don't you?
It wasn't the first day of spring.
It was Ryan the Roaster's
40th
birthday.
40th birthday. Boy, to be 40.
Oh, Ryan.
I don't even remember turning 40. Do you?
I don't, but I have a story about turning 40.
I thought you were going to say I have a vivid memory of turning 21, but I don't have any memories of turning 40. You're out of the screen. Come over.
My dad surprised my mom with a birthday party.
Not for your 40th.
For her 40th.
Yes.
He did. I remember going to pick up the black balloons from, it was called Balloonatics. You remember that?
Yep, on Broad Street.
And I think it was 40 balloons. It was a lot of balloons. I remember when we brought them in the house, we were like, oh my gracious. It looked way more. I forgot where he told her she had to go do something. And when she came back, it was all decorated and yeah.
Well, I bet he got tickled about that.
I think he probably did.
Well, I don't have any 40 stories, so that just means that I'm saving it for 50. That's Jason has a big birthday coming up this Thursday. He will be 49.
Getting close to 50.
So I've got a year to plan for.
Getting close to 50.
Not for my 50th, but for his 50th.
Don't get me black balloons in the.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
In a secret birthday party.
We're gonna get red balloons because that just means it's upward and onward.
Oh goodness!
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Healing Art said that she just turned 65. Well,
how about
birthday.
that?
Sure did.
Yeah, I mean, besides the fact what's going on with my autoimmune,
yeah,
I don't feel any different than I did when I was 40. Now I feel different than I did when I was 30.
I told Ryan the same thing. I told him, I said, I don't feel like I'm fixing to be 50. And he said, well, that's a good thing. I said, yeah.
Yeah, I think you have like levels. You can tell when you start to slow down some.
Yeah.
But it must hit again.
Must do.
I told you, my close-up vision, my reading vision, like the day I turned 40, that went haywire. Mm-hmm. I could see fine close up before then, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, my vision, that's probably the worst thing. We went to a pizza. Me and Mary called me want pizza, and we went to a pizza place last night, and they had a little menu up on the wall, and I had to take a picture of it and do this with it.
Well, I had to sign something this week, and the guy shows it to me. He's like, okay, this is this, this is this, this is this. Oh, and I said, okay, I trust you because I can't see any of that. And I just, I signed it and took his word for it because I don't take readers with me. Yeah. I don't have that much reason to read. So, of course, if I did take them with me, that would be the time I would forget them, when I needed them.
You need to get those click kinds.
Like Tracy has.
Yeah.
Tracy's the one I think about every time. But, like I said, most of the time I don't need them. And it would be a nuisance to me to be, having... I put my sunglasses on my head, so I can't have my readers and my sunglasses on my head. No, you
get the click kind. Mr. Porter had the click kind. I always think about him and he had them. But he had to read a lot.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to read a lot. I have to work a lot. So
I got close vision. Mine's the far off that gets me.
Yeah, we help each other. Read this, Jason. What does this say?
What's that say on the wall?
Yeah.
You couldn't even see that menu on the wall.
I didn't look because I was turning around the other way.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember now. Oh, we are a little late. I stayed up late last night
Watching basketball.
Yeah, March Madness.
I could hear the floor going boom, 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 like he was playing basketball up here. His team won, so
Oh, my team won. There was 4 teams from Alabama in it, and Alabama's the only one that advances. But the other 3 were just, I mean, everybody was so close. So
well,
close to
I guess
winning.
it wouldn't be a ball game unless it was close.
I
You don't want
know.
to blow out.
I know. I was hoping for all 4 teams to continue on.
Well, wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
And then what made me step even later was Alabama's game was over real late, and then the Alabama's opponent.
Oh, so you
they
watched
played,
it afterwards?
And yeah, and it came on at 9:35.
I'm glad I didn't wait up for you. I was long gone by then.
Oh, man.
Long gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just saw somebody, and I can see this because it's in all caps. It says, "How is the egg?" The egg is still the egg. That's it. We haven't had. I assume they're talking about the Victorian Crown pigeon.
Yeah, I know that's what they're talking about.
Don't know this morning. Haven't looked this morning, but yesterday it was still the egg, and they are still sitting. So it's hard to know. Like the other day, I told Jason, I said, I'm convinced there's a baby.
You were?
I was convinced there was a baby.
Absolutely.
The female was sitting, and she kept doing something funny with her mouth. She kept swallowing and opening her beak and swallowing. And I said, there's got to be a baby because this is crop milk. This is what was in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is crop milk. And she's swallowing because it's in her mouth. So I got Jason to get the GoPro out. And I told him, I said, just set it up on the top of the aviary. And when it moves, we'll be able to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, about that time, Mary Carl was feeding. So as she was feeding, of course, that's their swap place time. And you got a video of it. I put it in.
I'll put it in your video.
Put it in the Thursday video.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a baby. And, I mean, that doesn't mean anything because we don't know the actual date that the egg was laid versus the sitting started.
Correct.
We know an approximate. So it should be hatching any time now if the approximate's
Fingers
right.
Crossed.
So no
Fingers
baby
crossed.
yet. No baby yet.
Fingers crossed.
And Nugget's not sitting. So we'll go ahead and knock that out of the way too.
As of yesterday.
There was no. But I'm going to tell y'all, if you didn't see my video, you need to watch it because those 2 are buddies.
They are buddies.
I mean, I don't know what changed, but you're not going to see one without the other one. They are close encounters.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of strange.
It is kind of strange.
It's kind of strange. Dee, I don't know what you're doing, baby.
I don't know what you're doing either.
She's walking and tiptoeing, and it's clicking and clacking.
Distracting.
But I don't know. It's just different. The Nugget Goldie situation.
Yeah, it is different.
For those of you that didn't catch it, she laid 16 eggs last year. You guys probably know that, but I did see some comments that said, have you talked to the previous owner? Do you know if she laid before? Or, probably need to say that on a video versus the live.
Right.
Y'all are kind of in the know, but people that don't watch the live, they don't know so much about us anyway.
Oh,
they know a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So we could have a Victorian Crown chick if it does hatch.
Yeah.
Any day now.
Yeah, I think it's going to hatch. I really do.
Yeah.
I think I'm not going to know exactly when that happens. I mean, it's just going to have to, they're going to have to swap places. Mm-hmm. It's not like they're going to get up and the baby's going to get out of the nest and walk around.
Right.
They're going to continue to sit on it. And I don't want to disturb anything, but I want to know when it happens. So if it does, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Or when I know, I should say.
We will let you guys know.
And a camera's not going to help either because, they're just going to see it.
Right.
No different than when the baby's born.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
Toes
crossed.
crossed. Everything crossed. All right.
I believe that spring, I know it's officially here.
Yeah.
But it sure looks like spring here now.
Yeah, it does. It's starting to green up. And okay, let me take a sip. That's so good. I had my mind set on it.
Okay.
So I cut grass one day this week. Don't even know what day it was, but I cut over where you planted the 2 pecan trees.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you this.
You didn't run over one of them, did you?
No.
Okay.
So those 2 new pecan trees are budding out.
Okay.
I don't know if the new trees that have just been planted are equivalent to the old ones as to putting on green.
Yeah, we need to go find an old established pecan.
Well, there's one right down the road.
Yeah.
So,
they're everywhere around here. Because those have been in pots and.
Yeah, so it may be a different. But when
Yes.
I saw that bit of green coming out, I was a little bit giddy, thinking there might not be any more freezes.
I think we're probably clear. Didi, get out of there.
Come on, Dee Dee.
What you so active for?
You can put her up here with me.
I don't want to pick her up. But the fruit trees, you seen the fruit trees?
Yeah, they're all blooming and beautiful, and
absolutely.
Yeah, everything's beautiful. Everything's getting green, and I tell you, it kind of takes that mood, your mood as a human,
right,
and kicks it up a notch.
Right.
Because you see all that green, and it's no longer that depressing leafless forest out there. It's starting to be green. It's just a change. And I know that some people, I don't have it, but some people have seasonal depression.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I mean, I can see how that would contribute because everything is so ugly in the winter. There's some people that just like the winter, but I don't. I like to see that green and, life coming back and being bountiful and green grass. I love to cut grass.
You do like to cut grass.
Jason, I took Mary Carl to the park to go skating, and Jason said, well, I'm probably just going to cut some grass. I said, no, no. And he said, you feel like doing it? And I said, yes. I'm just riding the lawnmower and moving my arms. It's not like, there's a whole lot of work involved in it. Right. I just enjoy it. So I got back from the park, and he had done all the weed eating, which that part of it's hard for me to do. And what else did you do? And
I cut, we got little spots. We got the parterre garden and then a little front yard garden here. Not the garden, but the front lawn right there. I cut it with the push mower.
I don't like doing that. I did when I was little.
Yeah.
I enjoyed pushing with a push mower. I begged my mama from the time I could walk to cut grass. And my daddy, of course, men, they're much more lenient.
Yeah.
He was always like, Mary Lou, let her cut the grass if she wants to cut the grass. No, I'm scared she'll cut her toes off. So I don't know what happened, but it was like one day I woke up and I was old enough to cut the grass, and boy, was I ever happy. And it was on from that point. My mom and daddy never cut grass again because I was the grass cutter and I enjoyed it. And even, the whole time I lived at home at my parents' house, I was the groundskeeper. I was the yard keeper. I enjoyed it. I mean, 16 years old, of course, I want to be out doing stuff, but I made sure I had that grass taken care of. That was my job.
That was your job.
And I enjoyed it.
I want to tell you, I got, since it's not very much that I have to push.
Right.
Not much at all. So I told you when we were looking at push mowers that I wanted a electric one because I was like, it's going to take me forever to run the gas out of this lawnmower because it's not that much. It's probably 20 minutes worth of cutting. And I don't want it to sit and then to gum the carburetor up, even though if you use ethanol free, the gas may get old. And I was skeptical about a battery powered lawnmower. And you got it. And from what little bit I do, it does pretty darn good. I am, matter of fact, I sent Michael Key a picture of it and showed him it. And because he's got that big zero turn.
He lost the charger to it one time.
That's the thing.
But he found it. I'm trying not to let you hear me.
I was so happy when I found it.
Yeah, you told me. You said, I didn't think I was ever going to find that charger to the lawnmower. but I found it.
It would I would tell you I don't even know what brand mine is. It's
I
a
don't know
green
either.
one.
I
It's
just
not John Deere. It's
did
green,
some
no.
research and found out that it had good reviews.
I think it come from Tractor Supply.
Yeah, I
think
I got it from Tractor Supply.
Came from, but if I don't know if you had real tall grass and had
if it was
a
bogging
bunch
down
to cut or something like that, it may not work. I don't know, but just for that little where my little 3 rectangles are and the front out here, it does a pretty darn good job.
Well, we had to have another lawnmower because we had a push mower for many years at the old place because I used it for the backyard.
Right.
And we would store it under the deck, and I would walk it around. And y'all, I had put that thing back together with every kind of known to man ratchet strap, duct tape, pins like you use on your tractor. That was in the handle. There was all kind of repairs done to that lawnmower, and it just got to where it would not go anymore.
Right.
So, we had to have something different. Once we didn't need it when we were living in the camper.
Yeah.
But after we got the front yard, what is that? Sound like a cat.
It's like a cat.
After we got the grass in the front yard, it's not good for me to run over it with the zero turn. Jason likes that to be neat and
I do
not have ruts in it. And
yeah, because you have to turn, and it's kind of a low spot too, so
it's best that it's taken care of this way.
It don't take long either.
No,
it don't take long at all. Greenworks, that's it. I think that's the name of it. Somebody said Greenworks. I think that's the name of it.
I don't know.
I think that's the name
I don't know.
But I am happy spring is here. I worked in the fruit orchard yesterday. Gosh, the pear trees are, and I've had struggled with the European pears on the end. The Asian pears, I say that Asian pears grew big and beautiful, but one of them got fire blight, and it had to pull it up. It had gotten into the trunk. But the Asian pears have just been really, really slow. But I've noticed this year, Asian pears, European pears, yesterday that they're really, really, really
taking off.
Starting to take off.
Well, Jason will say, "Hey, SIRI, set me a reminder to spray my fruit trees at 4:30."
Yeah.
And this has been going on for what seems like weeks now. And it's always something. It's something that he has to do, and he does it. He's meticulous about taking care of it. So if these trees don't flourish and things don't do well, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I love the quick reminder thing. I write it down on a calendar too, but you'll forget.
Oh.
I'll forget it. I see it
you'll forget.
I'll forget. So, and I always do everything in evening times, even though it is organic stuff, but I like to do it in evening times when the bees have gone to sleep. And that's why I set my reminder there.
5:30, 6:30, 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Whatever. So, yeah, he's been paying special attention to the.
Yeah, because this is when you do it right here. You got started fertilizing our roses mid-March, and going to do that every single month in the middle of the month up until September. So I got to set that reminder. And there's certain days that I have to get with Jason. I think it's every other month on the fruit trees that we'll put a little fertilizer out.
I noticed that our oh goodness, are they cryptomeria? What's out by the road?
Yeah, cryptomeria.
They are putting on little new growth. Every little tip is new, and I'm sure that has something to do with you fertilizing.
Yes.
We actually have plans to fertilize the grass around here because we have a lot of not grass, meaning grass isn't there, that needs to run and cover. And Mr. Greg says if we'll put some fertilizer out, then it'll encourage that grass to move on.
And we're going to put some more seed out too.
Yes, but it needs to be a little warmer, I think, don't you?
I'll have to Google it. You're probably right.
Well, excuse me. Last night, when we went to go to the pizza restaurant, we ran in Home Depot. Well, I'm strolling down the aisles, and I didn't tell you this, but in the middle, there's a big pallet, and it's it's fertilizer and weed killer all in one.
Right.
And so it caught my eye. I just looked at it and I was amazed at the price of it.
Expensive.
It was like a 50-pound bag or whatever, $79 for that bag. And I thought to myself, I had thought about putting something out by the road because I want that grass to be beautiful and flourish. But we have the daffodils, which I don't know if a weed killer would kill them or not. I don't want to take that chance. Don't take no chance. And then we have the bees that obviously like some of those weeds that,
right.
That dandelions and henbit and stuff like that would be killed from the weed killer. So, I got that out of my head real quick that I wasn't going to attempt that. And I'm glad I did because I saved quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
That stuff is ridiculous.
That is crazy.
I know the price of it has gone up and stuff like that, but
that is crazy.
Still, I don't know how people afford it.
Crazy.
Unless you got a little tiny front yard like ours.
Fertilizer. I like, people are asking, how do you say it? Espona? How do you say that brand?
I don't know.
The tones. That's what I always say. Rose tone, fruit tone.
I thought it was Fertilizing. Oh.
Rose tone, fruit tone. There's they got one for azaleas. And believe it or not, they're pretty easy to find.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
has some.
I added it to the. Well, yeah, I didn't add it.
I added it to the my rose tone, and it's organic. It's all organic.
I picked up groceries yesterday morning, and when I opened the hatch of the car, I didn't know what all was on there, but there was what was it for? What was it for?
Soma. Soma.
Was it for roses?
That's roses. Yeah. It's roses.
I opened it up and I was like, I told Mary Cross, she was helping me get the groceries out. I said, just leave that in there.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to come in the kitchen. But even they had it. Yep. Walmart had it.
So that's what I like to use.
Oh. So speaking of Walmart.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know why, but I tend to do my grocery pickup on Friday. It's easier for me to do it on the phone throughout the week and then pick it up.
Espoma. That's what they're saying.
You're obsessed.
Yeah, I'm seeing everybody telling me
how to say it.
Yeah.
So last Friday.
No, my barber didn't leave town. I've grown my hair out. Y'all, you have to go back and watch the Alabama Fabio video. Yeah.
It's kind of flat.
I know I have a hat on.
All right. So you're going to keep talking?
Go ahead with your Walmart story.
Okay. Well, I got to find my picture first.
Oh goodness.
So Friday, I don't know why it just lands on Friday that I do a pickup. It seems like.
Yeah. Can't find it.
I know it's here. There it is. Okay, so Friday before last, I did a pickup, and driving over to the pickup, it's like a wooded area. There's no houses, but it's a wooded area with a ditch, and y'all, I saw a chicken, and I said, "Oh my gracious, this." What?
I know where you're going now.
This town is amazing because you see tractors. You have to wait behind a tractor going down a busy highway, and it's just a farming town. Old chickens everywhere and whatnot. So I saw that chicken, and Mary Carl was with me, and I told her, I said, we need to try to catch it.
Yeah.
I said, but we don't need to catch it before we get to groceries because I don't have anything to put it in.
Right.
And so I said, we'll get the groceries, and if it's still there, we'll attempt, to get it. So of course, got the groceries, and the chicken wasn't there. Mm-hmm. And I told Catherine she had to go get groceries like the next day or the day after. I said, be on the lookout for the chicken. She said, okay. And she didn't see the chicken. So yesterday I went to go get groceries. Well, it's in my mind. I got to see if that chicken's there. So the chicken was there, and I got to take a picture of it.
This is at Walmart.
She's a pretty little girl too. So this is at the on the side of the parking lot where the woods are. Same chicken I'd seen the week before. So I told Mick Ross, I said, I got to get the chicken. I got to get her. She's obviously homeless, and I got to get her. So I get out of the car, and Mary Cross just sitting there watching me. I can see her thinking, you know. So I get out of the car, and she has every opportunity to dart into the woods. I reach in my pocket. I'm thinking, if I had something to give her, she might come to me. Well, lo and behold, I had little pieces of animal crackers. That was you. I wonder why I had little pieces of animal crackers. But I start, throwing them piece by piece. They're crumbles. And she kind of paid attention to it. But y'all, there was no chance. Every time I would take a step towards her, she'd go step towards the woods. And it was just like in an instant, she was gone. So she either loves her living in the woods, or somehow she's being taken care of.
I wonder how she got over there.
I don't know, because there are no houses around.
No.
There. And that's my concern is, chickens have to be fed. They can't live out of the wild. They can't live off the land, I mean, they could back in the day, but these are domesticated. They have once been fed.
Yeah.
And once something's once been fed, it can't survive in the wild.
I'd be more worried about water than I'd be more worried about water.
Well, somehow it's got to be getting water, because this was a week separate.
Yeah.
And the chicken's still alive.
I'd be worried. Water would be my main concern. I don't know where she's getting water from.
But I thought to myself that I'm going to catch this chicken, but I don't know how we're going to. And I didn't tell Mary Carl, but she was going to have to hold her the whole way home, and that probably wasn't going to be a good thing.
Oh goodness!
But
I
wasn't able to catch her.
Scams today.
Scams.
Yes.
I wasn't able to catch her, but I'm not giving up. I mean, I'm not going to make special trips to go try to catch her, but I am going to put some scratch in my car. And I'm going to have something available. It'd be a little bit more enticing to her than those little crumbs of animal crackers.
Right.
She couldn't see that hit the ground. It just kind of diminished. But yeah.
I just realized.
What?
That,
chickens are jungle birds, but they have been domesticated.
If there's wooded area back there, I think she could probably find, enough scratching around possibly. It's the water I'd be worried about. No water, that would be hard.
Well, there was no chance when she got in that thick privet,
she's gone
area. I wasn't fixing to tromp after her in those woods.
I don't blame you. I was gonna say, I just realized
what
we got several people missing today.
Missing?
Yeah. No Chestnut Hills, our Brown Farmhouse.
That's right.
They're all at the Okie Homestead Conference today.
I thought about that before we went live. I was thinking about I got a text yesterday from Natalie at our farmhouse, and it was a picture of a bag of kettle corn. Let me just see if I can find it. And that bag of kettle corn was half empty.
Yeah. And
so, y'all, look. Beautiful Natalie. This is what she sent me. That bag is like twice that full normally. Yeah. And she said, I thought of you when I got this. So I immediately said, are y'all in Oklahoma? Because I didn't know they were going. And she said, yes. And she said, don't worry. Mom and Paul have you hooked up. They have you some set back.
Gracious.
And they're going to send that kettle corn home with Nick and Zoe for you.
Oh, my gracious.
And they're so sweet. Mom and Paul kettle corn.
Yes, goodness.
It's the best kettle corn I've ever eaten.
That, and they have the cheesecake on a stick.
Well, and then Natalie says that as soon as they got there, she went immediately and got her a cheesecake.
Yeah.
So I think she's more of a cheesecake girl than a kettle corn. She just knew I liked
the kettle corn. I like the kettle corn too. It's delicious. It's like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. Them things. Oh my God! You literally have to force yourself and hide it.
Well, I can remember the last time they sent us some. I think we met Nick at Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
And he gave us the kettle corn that Mom and Paul had provided for us at the Okie Homestead last year. And I think I ate the bag before we got home. I didn't wait. I love popcorn, but that kettle corn is over the top.
It is good.
So hope everybody's having
cheesecake too.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm gonna put an order in for one of your homemade cheesecakes
for your birthday.
Put it for my birthday.
That'll be a good idea.
You make a great cheesecake.
Well, I'm a little rough around the edges. I used to make them all the time before Mary Carl was born.
Right.
And y'all know she's a picky eater. She loves cheesecake, but she's picky about her cheesecake.
She is.
So I haven't made one in a long time.
Mary Carl's like a cheesecake connoisseur.
Yeah. The kicker to the cheesecake is cooking it in a water bath.
That's right.
If you cook it in a water bath in the oven, it keeps it from drying out and cracking, and it's so good. So good.
It is good. It is delicious. It is absolutely delicious.
When did we go to Okie Homestead? Was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago. We didn't go last year, and we didn't go this year.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, but we are there in spirit.
We are there in spirit.
And there is some Cog Hill coffee there.
Cog Hill coffee to be given away.
I sent Dutch and them a case of it. Well, I sent it. Ryan sent it.
You told Ryan to send it, right?
I did tell Ryan to send him a case.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just too hard for us right now to go on these
long trips
like that.
Yeah,
we have to
well, plus
plan these things out. I mean, like I say, plan out. We got to plan it out anyways. But if we do decide to go on a vacation this year, that's going to be our probably one little trip.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get videos ahead. Gosh, it's so stressful. It's more like it.
Mm-hmm.
We prepare for 2 to 3 weeks before we actually go out of town for a week. And then by the time the trip gets here, you're so wore out from all the stress of trying to get things ready on the business side of it, not on the physical, because I can pack my clothes the morning of.
Yeah, it's not that. It's we don't want to let you guys down, and we like to not miss a beat.
That's right.
We do. I see a lot of people saying the cheesecake in the Instapot.
Yes,
You never tried that before.
I have not tried it, but I have seen that it is very good outcomes. I tell you what, I have cooked in the Instapot that has came out phenomenal. Cream brulee.
Oh, you did do cream brulee in the Instapot.
And it's in a water bath.
I love cream brulee.
Oh my gosh,
We're probably not saying that right, but
well,
that might be one of my favorite desserts.
Maybe we should do that.
Maybe so.
Instead of the cheesecake. Or maybe we should do both.
And y'all, I'm a sucker for anything that's cream. They got creme brulee everything now. You take your spoon and you crack the sugar. I mean,
the first time I ever had that was at Disney World.
No.
Huh?
The first time we had it was at Fire. Remember my buddy Danny that owned the restaurant?
Oh, that's
Birmingham?
right. That's right.
And
that's right. That was before Mary Carl was born.
Oh yeah. It was I had a friend that was a chef that owned fancy dancy, one of these fancy restaurants, and we went there, and that was the dessert they served us, and that's the first time we had it, and oh my gracious.
Where did I say the first time we had it?
Disney World.
Oh, Disney World. Okay. We got it when we went to Great Britain at Epcot.
No, France.
Okay.
Cream brulees of France.
I can't remember anything. I'm just here. Oh, goodness. It's so good. And in the Instapot, it's so easy. Maybe I should video that.
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
What if it doesn't turn out, though?
Then we won't put in the video.
That's what I do, Brooke. That's what I do.
That's what we do.
That's what I do.
That's what we do.
Oh, it's so easy, though. And I remember I had to have this special size ramekin. Gosh, Jason, where is the recipe?
Oh, don't ask me.
It must be in y'all. I have recipe books that I could sit down and write out things. But this is a characteristic of mine and Jason's personality. I have like a trapper keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Those old notebooks that you had when you went to school.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally has pockets in it, the clear pockets.
Yeah.
And I've got printouts all stuck in there, and it just hangs out the outside. I mean, it's characteristic Brooke. When I open it up, there's papers going everywhere, and I just stuff it all back in there. Because when I get on a tear and I need to find what I'm looking for, I can find it.
You can find it.
I can find it, but it just might take me 2 days.
You can find it.
I'm not gonna sit down and write all those recipes out and organize it. I just am not that kind of person. I do better like this.
I like the organization.
Oh, I like the fact that other people are organized, but I can't do it myself.
I don't know if you noticed or not when I cleaned my closet out that I got the shirts.
Yeah, I did, because I've hung clothes up since then, and I thought, oops, I put that one with the winter shirts.
I've already moved them around.
So Jason cleaned his closet out.
It needed it.
It needed it, and mine does too.
Yeah.
His is on the top and mine's on the bottom. And he told me the other day, because mine's terrible, I can clean your closet out too. And I said, no. No. I have shirts from like when
92.
Well, okay. You didn't have to say that, but I don't want him cleaning my closet out.
Goodness.
He can't get, and I probably haven't worn it since 92.
Oh goodness.
But I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of it. So I have a little problem. We're not going to let Jason fix it though.
Oh goodness.
My closet's just going to have to stay the way it is until I decide to get rid of some stuff. But I love to see things organized. Matter of fact, somebody commented on one of the videos, Brooke, could you show your pantry and all of your freeze-dried food and how it's organized? And this is what I did when I read it. Nope. I sure can't.
I see. This is funny because this is you. This is so you. So Miss Christie says that she emails recipes to herself.
Oh, I do too.
But you send them to your messenger.
I send them through my Facebook Messenger. You can type yourself in on Messenger and send it to yourself. Y'all ought to see my.
But her thing is she said, oh gosh, she has a. So she only sends recipes to herself, and it says recipe. So when she goes, she just looks up. She just searches recipe in her inbox.
Email? Oh, okay.
That's a pretty good one.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
that's a pretty good one.
Y'all will see me strolling through the grocery store if I don't know what I need, and I'm looking at my Facebook trying to find the ingredients because that's where I have it saved. It's just easy. It's just easy for me.
It is. But yeah, you do that all the time.
I do. I'm not an organized person. I want to be, but I'm not.
She says she has a recipe folder and that she emails them to herself.
Oh, okay. Well, see, Christy, I don't know how to do all that. All I know how to do is to send a message to myself on Facebook.
Oh, goodness.
But we did get the printer hooked up.
Somebody else says that they do it that way.
My way?
Email it to their Gmail account and then organize it in a folder.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, goodness. And me and Mary Carl trying to show you, you would even confuse you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my brain is like locked and I can't learn anything new.
Yep.
Well, not to say that I can't, but it would just be confusing. When it come the time to actually do it, I wouldn't remember. And I would have to ask them. So. You do have notes too, and on your iPhone. Oh, y'all!
And it's
I have notes that go back to the first time I ever got a phone. It's no. I'll tell Jason. I'll find it. Just give me just a minute.
Give me just a minute.
Just give me just a minute. I'll find it because I know it's there. I'm just not exactly sure where. Matter of fact, that's how I know when Fifi is to give birth. It's the notes on my phone. It's the notes on
your phone.
I can find it when I need to. It's just it's not to where anybody else can find it.
I use the notes when I have to go somewhere, like a grocery list. Like if I go to Kettle's and I need plants, I put that in my notes.
Well, my problem is when I complete that note, I don't
delete it. Yeah.
So Mary Carl gets mad at me because I have. Let's just look. How many texts that I have not deleted? How do I see? How do I see how many?
How many texts?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Right there.
Oh, okay. So I have 138 texts that.
Not that you haven't deleted, that you haven't read.
That I haven't read.
Look at your email. How many is it?
53,965.
Yeah, you haven't read those.
Yeah. Oh, y'all. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good.
Brooke's phone has got the big red numbers on there because, and see, that drives me crazy. I can't have that on mine. So I got one. That's the person just sent me a text.
I
That's
do not delete anything. I do not.
Yeah, mine's just got the one red one because I got
One text.
one text during this thing.
But if I'm not mistaken, you just had some phone calls that were showing.
That is recent phone calls.
12?
Well,
That might be an emergency.
No.
Oh.
That's because I didn't answer them.
Oh, robocalls.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
Yeah. Mary Carl gets really mad at me about not deleting my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
Yeah. I look at it and then delete. Donna says she has 999,000.
Is that all it takes? I mean, is that all it holds? Because I'm going to get there.
She's probably maxed out.
I'm going to get there.
You know that I've seen some people say that causes them anxiety when they see somebody's phone like that and it's got
it does me crawl. I'm telling you, she says, "Mama, sit down right now and fix it." And I'm like, I don't know.
What happens is with Brooke is she has that watch, and so she'll get a text or something, and she'll see it on her watch, but she saw it on her watch, it doesn't show that you read it on your phone. So it just stays there.
Yep. So a lot of them stay there.
A lot of them stay there. Oh yeah, it eventually does affect her memory, and I have to go through there and clean it up. Yeah.
Well, Jason edits my videos, as y'all know, and when he selects them all to transfer them in the files, he deletes them.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't, we'd be in trouble there too. Because I wouldn't delete them. I wouldn't delete them. It would just build up until I would say, I don't know why my phone doesn't work.
Oh, goodness.
Goodness, y'all. That's funny. Well, I got to tell y'all something that happened to me while feeding the chickens the other day.
Oh, goodness.
So as you guys probably know, we have a feeding routine, and that is that Jason takes care of Moody and the boys while I take care of the chickens. Mm-hmm. And it's all right there together, but he doesn't want me to feel uncomfortable by feeding Moody, so he takes care of it. Well, I turn the electric fence off first. I go and I turn the water hose on in that order so I can repeat it. I know I've not left it on.
Right.
So they have a swimming pool in the coop area because of cheese.
Right.
And the first thing I do before gathering eggs is fill that swimming pool up. Do it every day. Same routine. Uh-huh. Dump the pool out. Uh-huh. Clean it out if it needs to be cleaned out, and then refill it with water. So I'm cleaning it out, and I'm just, daydreaming, looking around, and all of a sudden, something grabs me. And I'm talking about, it felt like a monster. It latched on to the side of my pocket area. And I was like, what by the time I look down, I see it's cheese. Uh-huh. Cheese has never, ever, ever been aggressive in any way. None whatsoever. I think Cheese is a man because she hasn't laid eggs up until this point. And if it was a female, it would have laid eggs by now.
Right.
So think Cheese is a man. Grabs onto my britches, y'all, into my pocket. His beak is in my pocket, and he's literally hanging out of the air. His feet aren't touching the ground, and he's hanging. And I'm looking down like this, and he's flapping. So when he's flapping, it's hitting the back of my leg. And I was like, he wasn't making any sounds. Mm-hmm. He wasn't, it was like he was stuck. It was like he was stuck with his beak down in my pocket. And so I'm standing there and I'm just looking at him like, what in the world? And let him have his little fit. What are all these emojis?
Somebody has sent, another channel has sent some, their fans over here to show us some love.
Oh. Well, they all are the same emoji.
That's kind of what they do.
See, I don't know any of this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he lets go, and
Uh-huh.
he just looks at me,
Uh-huh.
and I'm thinking, cheese, what is
Cheese.
wrong? What is wrong with you?
Yes.
What is wrong with you? And he walks off. And I sent Jason a text, and
Yeah.
I said, cheese just grabbed onto me, and he wouldn't let me go. And Jason said, what? He said, I'll start feeding. And I said, no, I'm not scared of him. I just don't know what's happened because, he's never done anything like that. Anything like that. So I finish filling up the pool, and I go on to feed. And of course, I'm looking over my shoulder the whole time trying to figure out where he is. And it hasn't happened again. I don't know if he thought that I was somebody that I wasn't supposed to, that wasn't supposed to be in there.
Somebody say he's looking for animal crackers.
Well, there were probably some in there. But
I wonder if, it's spring.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he's just,
So I told Mary Carl about it.
Yeah.
She's the bird expert.
Right.
And she says that, it's hormones.
That's what I'm thinking.
She says that, it's spring and and it's hormones.
Right.
But I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Hasn't happened again. He hasn't. Of course, I'm on my toes.
Right.
I'm on my toes because I'm thinking, at any time he could grab onto my pocket. And it didn't hurt. It did not hurt because his beak was literally in my pocket. It's not like he latched onto my leg or anything. It was just a weird happening. I don't know. I don't know.
Goodness.
I don't know. And I told Mary Carl, I said, well, maybe I should put Greg in there with them. Because Greg, we know's a girl.
Yeah.
Even though her name's Greg.
Right.
She's in with Cantaloupe, but Cantaloupe cares nothing if she's there or not.
Right.
But Mary Carl said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's just going to add on the problem of him being hormonal.
Right.
So, the breeding season doesn't last very long.
Right.
Dee. So to add a female would be just causing havoc.
Right.
Dee.
You meant to go get her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come here, girl.
Whew.
Gotta talk, Jason.
It's hard when you're by yourself.
What? I know. I find that problem too.
It is hard.
All right.
It is
Got
hard
my
when you're
little
by
ditty.
yourself.
Y'all get to see her for just a second.
I saw some people. They must have missed the clean water challenge because they asked, was I going to do it? And I did do it. You have to go on. Hey, Miss Jody. Thank you, Miss Jody. You have to go I did it on short form. So if you're a YouTuber, you like to watch us on YouTube, you have to go to the shorts. I did a little short video, and then there was a little bit longer one on Facebook because YouTube is only 60 seconds, and I had to narrow it down, which is kind of tough sometimes. Whew. But I did do the water challenge.
You did the water challenge,
and then I guess there were some people that didn't understand that I did clean the bucket out, and I showed myself cleaning, but we cleaned the buckets out anyways. But
yeah,
I did clean it extra before I did. I mean, my waters are clean, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah, that's right. You weren't gonna get sick over it.
I don't want to get sick.
No,
I don't want to get sick.
Because it's not like you went and took a dip out of it when the animals had been drinking out of it. You cleaned it out first. My first thing is that Lester did his big trough, and I was like, well, I'm gonna do the big trough too. And so that was my plan. And I started thinking, you know what's gonna happen? As soon as I start drinking out of that big trough, Mildred's gonna come right there with me, and then Jesse, and all three of us are gonna be drinking out of the trough. That's right.
I didn't know I was gonna keep them out of it. So that's why I did the red bucket. I could close that stall off.
Well, you did good. You did a good job.
Oh goodness! Oh, you ain't seen what I have to show it to you. I'm gonna post it on YouTube after this. But the goats, yesterday.
What?
I went outside yesterday evening, and lo and behold, the goats, all of them,
We're in a row. You sent it to me.
Did I send it to you?
Yeah.
We're in a row. I mean, it was like Peaches went out there and moved them around perfectly.
They
like
got
like
them
a
ready
little
for their
schoolyard.
picture.
Yes, with honey on the side.
They had their photo time.
It was hilarious, and they sat there for a good minute.
Well, interesting.
It was so funny to see those guys out there. But
so did y'all see the video where we measured Mildred?
Oh my gosh!
And had to. We say worm. We say we wormed our animals, but that is just. And I even read it in my goat book.
Does it say worm?
It says that people have a tendency to say that they worm their animals, but in fact, it's actually deworming the animals.
It is, isn't it?
So it's in that book. I mean, it's just
You're
what
right.
people say. If you have animals, you're not going to probably say deworm your animals. You're going to say you're going to worm them, but we're not giving them worms. We're eliminating the worms. But we had to to measure her because we had no idea how much she weighed. And Dr. D advised that we give her an injection of ivermectin versus the pour-on that we've always done.
Right.
So we got this rope out and we follow the steps of how to measure and come up with a figure of 1,230 pounds, 1,230 or 1,290.
1,260.
1,260.
I think it was 1,260.
Happy medium, 30-60.
Something like that, yeah.
Can y'all believe she weighs that much?
Yeah.
So yesterday evening, I did the feeding because Jason was watching basketball, and I'm out there with them, and I let Mildred out of her stall first because she finishes eating first.
Right.
So I'm sitting there loving on her while I'm waiting on Jesse and Honey to finish eating, and when we first come up with that figure, I thought there's no way she weighs 1,260 pounds. There's no way.
Right.
As I'm loving on her yesterday, I said, I'm surprised she doesn't weigh more than 1,260 pounds. She's a big girl. She is a big girl.
She's a chunk.
She's muscle.
It is.
And it's the breed of her, more say.
Right.
Charlet, is that how you say it? Charlet,
Angus,
and Hereford.
Hereford, I think that's right.
Mix, but y'all. So I went to town and I passed this pasture that has some. Well, I call them Mildreds. Have we passed the Mildreds yet? There's like 5 Mildreds out there, but they aren't as wide as our Mildred.
You don't think?
No, I don't think.
Those may be pure
Charlets.
It may be and that's what that cattle farmer, that's what he raised. He raised those mixes.
Right. On purpose.
To
get the,
right.
What he wanted for his, farm.
Right.
But y'all, she is big. Obviously, if she weighs 1,260 pounds. But my thought was, I was so convinced that she weighed 700 pounds.
Oh, I was convinced too. 800 pounds.
After we got finished with that video, I went home and Mama and Mary Carl were standing out on the carport, and I asked both of them. I said, "How much do y'all think Mildred weighs?"
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just fresh on my mind as to.
Right.
Mary Carl said 1,300 pounds.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
and Mama said like 1,200 or something.
Yeah.
But I was thinking to myself, here you two are. You don't handle her every day. You don't feed her every day. You don't rub on her every day. I do. And I'm thinking 700 and y'all are thinking the right amount. Yeah. So I don't know. We
have not measured Moody yet. I'm going to try. I think
we're going to do it.
I don't know if I got a rope long enough.
No, you don't. We're going to. And y'all, the reason we use the rope is because we obviously don't have a tape that's flexible, that's that long.
That big, yeah.
Can you imagine using a regular tape measure and it going...
It wouldn't. You couldn't it would pop. It wouldn't be
all the noise. You couldn't...
All that too, yeah, but there's no way. So the rope, that's what they tell you to use, is a rope or a string. And I happen to have a little rope.
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out well.
I think Moody is big, obviously, but Moody's a dairy breed, so I'm thinking Moody is not going to be as heavy as we think.
Y'all,
But I may be wrong.
I can see the image in my face as to last night me looking at Mildred and thinking to myself, how did I think she weighed 700 pounds?
Yeah.
The door was cracked
Right.
when I went to the barn to go feed. You know,
Right,
she's
right.
always peeking in there ready to eat because she knows what time it is, obviously. And the door wasn't cracked quite far enough.
Yeah.
She just about got her big self stuck in there.
Oh gosh.
It wasn't open quite far enough, and she was going to come in.
Yeah.
She decided, you know, it's time to eat. But now what she does is, as soon as she sees me and she knows that I'm going to get her bucket, she immediately goes out of the goat stall into her stall and stands there and waits.
She is.
I made a mess yesterday.
She's a mess.
When I train the dairy goats, obviously it's a bit of a mess because all the goats are in that stall from the night before. So getting 2 out of that group to come in that door is kind of difficult because everybody knows that I got animal crackers and everybody wants, you know, all the crackers, not just one. One doesn't do it. You got to have all the crackers.
Right.
But yesterday, I opened the gate to try to let some of the goats that I didn't need out. And when I did, Fifi went out. And I was like, oh, great. I haven't skipped not one day with both goats, not one day. So I'm thinking to myself, I got to do it. I'm not skipping. So Capri comes on in. She does her thing. I let her out Mildred's stall. And I thought, I'm never going to get Capri. Fifi, there's no way. I'm not going to get her. Fifi came in through Mildred's stall, which is what I want to do eventually anyway, and got on the stand. After I said in my mind, I'm not going to be able to do it.
So they are, what day? Would they be 9 or 10?
Oh, Jason.
Don't need no more?
I'm not counting anymore. I just know that it works. It works. Every day goodness. It works. There hasn't been any reversal. They do what they're supposed to.
Right.
And Fifi turned around on the stand and went down the ramp yesterday.
Yeah.
Turned around on the stand. And
really?
Yeah, went down the ramp instead of jumping off.
But did she walk up the ramp? Or
no, she didn't walk up the ramp. She came in through the Mildred stall.
Yeah.
She jumped on the stand, but when she went to leave, she walked down the ramp.
I got you.
So maybe the ramp isn't too much of a waste.
And the ramp just lifts on and off.
No, it does. Yeah. So, you know, if we have to store it, we store it. No big deal.
That's it won't be long.
What?
And I think the girls will have it down pat like Miss Laura's goes.
Oh, yes. And just think, I've got another month before any babies are born.
Yeah.
A little bit more than a month before Fifi's babies are born because they're the first ones. I say plural because more than likely it's more than one, but it may just be one goat.
Right.
Just think, after at least how many more days? Today's the 23rd. So after 37 more days at least, how good are they going to be at that point?
I know.
I mean, and it's just like this. At first, it took a little bit of time because I had to wait on Jason. He had to pick them up. We had to show him what to do. But now it's just like clockwork.
It was 3 days that I had to help you with them. Day 4, it was it.
But some nice person commented about some salve. I don't know how you say that.
Yeah.
Some people say salve. Some people say salve. You know, stuff.
Yeah.
To rub on Fifi's udder because she has a hard udder. And so I told her, thank you very much. It was Fiasco Goat Company was the company I ordered it from. But it was some kind of herbal something. And she said that she has a goat that has a hard udder and she rubs this stuff on it and it has softened it up and made, her more comfortable. And so I ordered it immediately. So that'll be my next thing is I'm going to try to
see if that works.
Yes. Try to get that udder to soften up some because she still doesn't want me to touch it. Bag balm. Yeah, bag balm will work, but this is to soften the udder.
Uh-huh.
It's also a mastitis treatment. She doesn't have mastitis.
Right.
We've had Dr. D look
Yep.
at it, but this is to soften a hard udder also. Yep. So it's multiple purposes. But I'm gonna work with her and see if we can't get that more comfortable. A lot of people wanted to know if I was going to use a machine, and I don't know.
Don't know yet. We're kind of torn on that. Laura
at Simply Making It suggested that I try to do it by hand. She said, in her opinion, it's too much trouble to clean up.
The machine, keeping the machine clean is, because I remember Miss Terry having to clean it. So it is an ordeal because it's got pipes and stuff, and if you don't clean it, then bacteria can get in there,
and we don't want that.
And it's got a lot of little hiding spots that the bacteria can get. So
in Laura's opinion, the cleanup it takes too much time.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I just have to experiment.
Right.
And I think a lot of people were thinking that I'm only going to milk when she has the baby, like share milk with her. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to let the baby have all that it wants.
Right.
And then if they have 3 babies, say, I'm not going to take any milk. Right. I'll wait until they're weaned and then I'll start my milking.
Right.
But, I'm not going to take from the baby is what I'm getting at.
Right.
And I talked to Piper's mama, Katie, who is Ryan's sister-in-law. Mm-hmm. We're all. And she wants she wants goats. So
oh goodness.
Providing we have a goat and it's perfect timing for her, we will have some babies going to live with Piper.
Yes.
And that will be wonderful. There's nothing better than goats.
Especially baby goats.
And they've never had goats.
They don't stay that frolically long, though.
No, they don't.
It happens so quick.
It does. So hopefully we can, the initial plan was if Bootsy or Bo Peep had a baby, I thought that may be best for Katie and Piper, but obviously it hasn't worked out that way. And I'm not going to go out and breed Bo Peep and Bootsy for that purpose.
Right.
Because Katie said that a Nubian's fine. She's good with whatever.
The Nubians are so sweet.
They are.
They really are sweet.
They are. So I see the sun peeking out.
It is. Somebody asked, how long do you wait before you reworm the goats? Now, our load wasn't that big, and so he said we didn't have to. But typically, what do we do?
After 10 days, you would do a fecal again.
Yeah.
If the load was, pretty heavy. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're going to do with Honey is in 10 days, she will have the fecal repeated to make sure the dewormer that we used killed off the worms like it was supposed to.
Yeah, we're going to check it again.
Now, the first time that we ever had fecals done on the goats, we did have to repeat that deworming process because their load was a little higher. But y'all have to remember, they moved from the old farm to this farm, and I'm sure that the parasite load was higher in the soil, at that time from never being cut, never being worked. They were eating taller grass.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that come into factor. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So we deworm, not worm. I heard on the radio yesterday, and I literally called it out that we were listening to the Auburn basketball game.
Yeah.
And who was it? Jason Williams, is that his name? The old Jason Campbell.
Yeah.
He did a commercial and he was advertising something for the university, and he said, "Go to www." And I said, "Look, even Jason Campbell says www."
That's hilarious.
www.
That is hilarious.
I wanted to say one more thing about the parasites too. When you deworm an animal and the parasites start dying off, you're not necessarily going to see those parasites come out of them in their poop because, first of all, they're microscopic, and that's what the fecal does.
And it depends on what type of parasite you got too.
Yeah. I mean, roundworms, of course, you might see those, but most parasites are microscopic, and that's what the fecal does. Is they look at it on a slide under a microscope, and they see eggs. They're not actually seeing the parasites. They see eggs in that feces because they're coming out, and that's what it's going to kill. It's the, they're not going to necessarily come out whole.
Right. Yeah, it's the eggs that they see in the not the actual. But I mean, I guess they could, but most times they're looking for eggs.
Yeah, and they do a count, and multiply it, and if it's higher than 200 is the goat, then you deworm.
That's right.
You don't worm them, you deworm them.
Deworm.
So.
But.
Anyways. Well, I guess, are you finished with your coffee?
I've
obviously been talking a lot because
I got a little bit left.
Yet. I like it when it gets to this point and you can drink it like milk, and it's not so hot anymore. You almost spit your coffee, didn't you?
You can chug it.
You can chug it.
Like a shot of tequila.
I don't like that.
Oh,
so anyway, if you are interested in any of our coffee, you can find it at www.coghillfarm.com.
And honey.
And honey. Not our donkey. She's not going anywhere.
She's not. I don't know if Rachel's going to swing by today or not. She's going to Pedals today. But I don't know if she's going to swing by here today or not. But.
Almost got it all.
And y'all, I want to say this too for the ones for people that live in the area. Our coffee and our honey is at Pedals from the Past, but y'all, the honey sold out in a week. A case of honey
That's right.
at Pedals from the Past sold out in a week, so there should be some more there this weekend.
That's right.
So
that's the brick and mortar closest to us that has our stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you got to get it through the www.
All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful.
Mine's empty.
Y'all have a wonderful Saturday, and
we will be back here Tuesday if good Lord willing the creek don't rise.
That's right. Y'all be good.